Hey, what's up, guys? That regular guy reporting in today. And so, what I wanted to provide you guys with is a nice, fresh, clear, concise Xios Masternode guide. All right. Now, I know out there in the Xios space, there really isn't like solid Windows Masternode guides, which is kind of like sometimes there's some things that are missing or things can be confused or misconstrued. So I really went ahead here and I made a pretty solid guide for setting up a Masternode on Windows. So it involves the VPS configuration, your local PC configuration, everything that you need to know, and everything like that. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, guys. So, first off, this guide assumes that you have a few things set up here, right? So it assumes that you have your wallet installed and fully synchronized to the correct Xios blockchain. Your local wallet and your VPS wallet must be fully synced in order to do the setup. Once fully synced, close them and then begin to follow the steps I've outlined below. Okay, so first off, in order to do that, so you need to make sure you're on the correct chain. And what I mean by that is Xios has had multiple chains in the past, and so if you sync up to the wrong blockchain, you could experience some issues, right? So here is how to avoid that. First off, what you're going to want to do is download the wallet, the Windows wallet. And I'll have this guide within the description, hosted on like a Google Drive or something. So you can download it and then just copy these links. Okay? Then what you're going to do is just install the wallet, right? And download the latest Xios blockchain update. So what that is going to do is it's going to get the latest blockchain data, right? So that you don't have to re-download it and go through the risk of being on the wrong chain. It's just a pain, right? So download this, it'll be quicker, and then put this into your app data roaming Xios folder, right? And you can see how to do that here. So delete database and text level DB folders, copy and paste all Xios blockchain files from the download, run and sync the wallet to the correct block height. So this guide assumes that you have that done. Now I take no credit for this process, just a heads up. I throw that out to Godfather on Discord and the rest of the Xios team. The content below is everything that I've made. So the first thing that we're going to do is create our Masternode transaction ID and index, right? So we need to log in to our local PC, which we're on, start your wallet, which we have right here, right? And we're going to create a new receiving address, right? So if I go into here, you can see all of these addresses. Now I'm just going to create a new one, right? And I'm gonna do it exactly the same way as this guide that I've made. Okay, so now I've created my address. Let's get this money, right? And now you want to send yourself 1,000 Xios from one of your wallets or exchanges to the new receiving address that you just made, right? So and so if you send this directly from an exchange, I want to explain. If you send this directly from an exchange, you must send exactly 1,000 Xios, right? Like no less, no more. Right? It must be 1,000, and you must send it in one transaction. If you don't, the Xios network won't identify it as a masternode, right? And so that's a very, very important thing. Okay, guys. So take a note of that. And once you send it, like if we go into our transactions here, once you send it, there will be a question mark, right? And then after a bit of time, you'll eventually get a check mark. right? Because the transaction's been verified by the network, it's legitimate. Okay, so you fire it out to there, 1,000 Xios, just like this, as you can see in the screenshot below, right? I'll just zoom in so you guys can really see. So I'm going to pay to one of my addresses, 1,000 Xios. Okay. And then once that's done and that's verified and fine and well, what you're going to do is you're going to go into the debug console right here, and you're going to type masternode outputs. Like this. And then you're going to get this list, this nice list, okay? And what this is this is your masternode transaction ID, and then this is your masternode index, right? So these are critical numbers. So take these numbers and pop them into a notepad quickly. So I have a notepad right here, and we're just going to save this, and we're going to call it masternode trans key, just like that. So save that. Once that's verified, it's very important. Like I said, it's critical, right? So now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and proceed with the guide here. We have our unique transaction ID, right? And now we're going to proceed to local PC configuration part 1. Have it up right here is our app data folder, right? So navigate to C users and then your username here, app data roaming Xios, right? And this directory will be created once you run the wallet, okay? So then we're going to go into our configuration file, which is right here, right? And this information is also within the guide. You're gonna copy paste all of this information into here, right? And we'll do that just for the sake of the guide. So as we can see it here, we're going to take this, all of this info from the guide, we're gonna paste it in here. It's identical. And we're going to input our username, awesome1261, and then our password, awesome267289, there. Okay? Doesn't really matter. This is a dummy configuration right now. But when you do this, try to use something really secure, like a secure username and a secure password, okay? So now we're going to proceed. We're going to save our file, right? This is very important, and these are the exact settings that we want in here. No other settings, just exactly what is in here. Keep it the same, right? And we have staking enabled here, so any coins that your masternode makes or generates, I should say, will also be staked, so you can get reward off those coins additionally. Okay, so which is really good. You're actually double dipping almost. So we'll cancel this. We saved it, right? And now we're going to proceed with our guide here. So we're going to do the VPS configuration now. We've done that. Now we got to do the VPS configuration. So what that is now we're in our box. So there's several ways to get a VPS. One, you can actually run your own virtual private server, right? Or you can rent one out from like Vulture or a whole bunch of other different services, right? But this is based on the assumption that you have a Windows virtual private server or server just in general, right? And what you'll do here is, again, you'll have the wallet. It'll be synchronized. Okay, guys? It'll be synchronized to the network, as you can see here, right? And it'll be ready to rock and roll. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to generate our masternode private key, right? And so we'll do masternode gen key, and that will create this private key that we have here. So we're going to take this, right, and we're going to save it in our text document, right? We're going to call it private key. We're going to call it that, and we're going to save this here, okay? So it's critical. Now, we have this key, which is going to be linked to the transaction, right? And so this is all fine and well. So we can close this, and we want to close down our wallet. I'm not closing it down now because I'm actually making money by keeping it up because I already have it running. So I'm not closing it for my sake. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to navigate to our Xios folder. Okay, guys? And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to see users, username, app data, roaming, Xios, right? Then we're going to open up our Xios configuration file, which was generated by running the wallet and synchronizing, right? So we can just delete all of this data because it doesn't matter, and whatever's in there, right? And then we're going to copy the data from the guide, as we saw before. So there you go. Those are the last 3 steps of the guide. Delete that. Okay, guys. So now, just to give you a heads up, we're in the VPS configuration on step 4. So VPS configuration, step 4. Okay? So we go back to here, and now we have all of our information in here, right? So now let's put in our information. And again, this can be anything. Your RPC user can be awesome sauce 12, right? And then your password can be that regular guy 2672, right? Then we can go ahead and use our port. Now this port, this is very critical to things working as well. Like, there's many things that make or break this situation, but some things have to be incredibly specific to work. Okay, so the port that you use here, that you specify here, must be port forwarded at your router. So you can Google a port forwarding guide, how to do that. But basically what you'll be doing is adding an exception in your firewall for this port so that you can communicate with it properly with your Masternode and with the Xios network. Okay, guys? So then you're going to put in your global IP address. I'm going to say mine is this, right? And how you can find your global IP address is just by going into Google and just type, what is my IP, right? And then you're going to write it in here, and then you're going to use the port that you forwarded, right? So say I forwarded port 8969, then that is the port that I'm going to specify here, 8969. Okay, guys? And then, now this is where we need our Masternode private key, which we got from our debug window, I believe. Oh, that's our debug window, right? So, which is right over here, because we saved it. So we have our Masternode private key, right? So we're going to copy that, and we're going to paste that here into our Xios config file on our VPS. This is critical. Okay, save that sucker, close that out, and now we're done. Okay, guys? So now you can log out of your VPS, okay, which is what we're going to do, and we're going to go back to our local PC, which is where we are now. Okay, guys? And I also have examples posted in the guide, which actually show you what I've done and everything like that. So everything really specific, help you guys out, keep it clear. So the next thing we're going to do is go to local PC configuration part 2, right? We're going to log into our local PC running Windows. The Xios wallet is not running, okay? This is critical. Open masternode.conf in our folder there, right? So we're going to go into here, and we're going to open our masternode.conf. And now we're going to type in our Masternode name. So I'm going to call my Masternode Masternode 27, right? And then I'm going to put in my global IP as we saw in our Xios copy file, right, on our VPS, right? So just so you guys can see, I'm going to copy this information, right, because it has to be identical to our other configuration file on our VPS. Okay, guys? And then I am going to enter that here. So now we have our Masternode name, we have our global IP address, we have the port that we're using, and now we need our Masternode private key, right? So we're going to go over here, take this private key from our VPS that we generated with Masternode gen key, enable this, and we're going to paste it here on our local PC masternode.conf file, okay? Then we need our transaction ID. So remember how I said, guys, that this is a critical piece of information? Now, remember, we generated this with Masternode outputs in our debug console in our Xios wallet, okay? So we're going to copy this information here, and then we make sure that our transaction ID is the same, and we append it right at the end here. Okay, guys? So now, we save that file, and that's done. Close this out as well. We don't need that anymore. Okay, and then you can see here I have some examples which tell you guys what you need and where everything goes and where everything comes from, right? So there's no confusion. And now we're at the end of our guide, right? We're at the final configuration. So we log into our VPS, our Windows VPS box, right? Which is the one that we have here, okay? We're going to close this out. We're going to close this out. And now we have our wallet. It's running, right? And then we're going to log into our local PC, just like this. Now we're here. And now we have our Xios wallet running, okay? So make sure that you have both wallets closed, and then you do your VPS wallet first. Make sure this is open and unlocked if you can. And then, once that's all said and done, open up your Windows wallet, start this, okay? And then make sure that this is up and it's synced and it's unlocked as well, right? Right here. Wallet is encrypted and currently unlocked. That's what you want, okay? And then, on your local PC in your Xios wallet, navigate to Masternodes, My Masternodes, as you can see here, right? And then we're going to click the Update button, as shown down here. And then we're going to click the Start button. Now it'll say alias masternode-2 or whatever, successfully started Masternode. Then we'll click the Update button again, and our status will look like this, as we've seen here the whole time, right? Which is good. But the key thing here is, whenever you start a Masternode, your wallet becomes locked, okay, guys? So as shown down here. So we need to unlock our wallet. Okay, so now we've unlocked our wallet, and now we'll see this staking icon come up. It'll go green in a few seconds here, and once that goes green, like we see now we can see that we're staking, and our masternodes are also running. Okay, now how we can verify that our masternodes are running is by doing this. Go into here, go into the debug window, and just type and this is on your VPS, right, guys? So on your VPS, in your Xios wallet, go to your debug window and type in masternode status. Okay? And now it's going to give you some information here. And what this code is this is a false positive error, right? Now this is the reason why Xios is actually creating another wallet, because you will get false positive errors and stuff like that when the masternode is really working just fine. I receive rewards all the time, and so this is fine. That means it should be working right now. My masternode should be working. So guys, as you can see here, we are receiving rewards, right, for our transactions. You'll know that by looking at 0.6666 repeating. right? That means that you're getting a Masternode reward, and you'll get them every few minutes or so, right? But whilst if we're staking at the same time while having that enabled, any coins that our Masternodes generate will be staked for an additional reward, right? So in that sense, we're double dipping, which is nice. And how you'll know you're staking is if you get a reward that says 0.333 repeating, that means that's a staking reward, and then a 0.666 is a Masternode reward, right? So I have my Masternodes running, but I'm also getting staking rewards, which is really fantastic. We're kind of double dipping and making the most profit possible that way, right? So I have screenshots for all of this stuff within the guide here that you can follow. Just make sure that your wallet is unlocked. If your wallet is not unlocked and you try to do some of this stuff, you will get codes like could not allocate VIN, right? That's a very common one that I see in the Discord chat. You'll also see that issue if your firewall doesn't have forwarded port, right? The forwarded port in Xios config. Okay, guys? So hopefully that helps you out. I really want you guys to be successful with this coin as much as I have been. And I want you guys to move forward, right? If I'm moving forward, I want you guys to move forward too. That's the idea here. So hopefully this guide kind of helps you guys out on how to set up a Xios Masternode, because resources were kind of spread thin, so I really wanted to get this out there. And if you guys have any questions or concerns, just feel free to let me know. Just feel free to let me know, okay? Turn this off. Yeah, just feel free to let me know. Keep some comments in the YouTube videos. If you guys are curious and you're like, oh man, this really isn't working, I don't know what to do, message me on YouTube. I'll see if I can help you. If not, join the Discord channel, because they are fantastic and they will help you out as much as they possibly can. It's a heavily community-driven coin, and also, if we, I think it's this one. If we go here, I also have a link to the Discord channel here within the guide. Okay, guys? So, I wish you guys the best of luck, and happy masternoding. Take care.